So I wanted to make a video going through how you can use creative mode in Ark if you're someone who just wants to build really cool stuff. This is going to be in single player. So I'm just going to do start. And you can do this on a server, but of course the server admin would have to have creative mode enabled. So if you're hosting your own server, you could choose to do that. So we're going to create a single player, and I'm just going to delete anything I had before. I just don't need it. So I'm going to go to the island, and before we enter though, I'm going to go to game rules and then rules and scroll down until I see show creative mode is turned on. You do not have to do this. There are admin commands to enter creative mode, which I'll mention too, but if you want to have this show on your kind of menu screen, which I'll show you in a second, you can have this turned on. So that's how you get that to show up. Okay, so we're gonna go to Ark, Island, single player, and I'll skip through all of the character stuff. Alright, so hopefully you loaded in and it's safe and you're not having to run away from something big and scary. So when you first load in, it's still going to play as if it's a normal game without creative mode until you turn it on. So one option is hit escape, and if you had that option turned on under game rules, you will now see enable creative mode. So you can just click that. The other option is to go into your command line, so whatever hotkey you have down here in the bottom left to access this, and you're going to type in the letters GCM, which is creative mode. So either way will give the same result. So I'm going to use the menu, enable creative, and that will give you a rifle, which is kind of the admin kind of blink tool and destroy tool. So let's pull that out. I like to put it on my last slot. So the first one is a blue rifle that you kind of teleport around the world. So if we look at a spot and left click, we will teleport there. Like this. And you're also flying. So you might be going really quickly. Or you used to auto fly. That's okay. The other way to do this is we right click and we get an inspect gun, which is probably the least useful one right now. And then right click again is the destruction gun. So you can destroy building pieces. You can of course also destroy anything that interrupts your building, like a dinosaur. In order to fly around the world, you can use spacebar to double jump. And now you are flying. And you can go anywhere you want. Again, if you right click, you cycle back to the first gun, which is blue, and you can go between these three anytime you want. So the blue one again is kind of like a blink teleporter. You look somewhere and you left click and you will teleport there. So that's just how to get started with that tool. If you're going really quickly when you're flying, which is normal, the fly speed is pretty high. It's a little bit clunky to get used to, but if you tap shift, you will go slow again. So now I'm moving very slowly. Hit shift again, and I'm going slightly faster, not much faster. Hold shift is kind of like holding sprint, so I'm going a little bit fast right now. But if you want to go back to that really, really high speed, the technique here is to drop back to the ground and then take off again. So I'm going to hold double jump to fall and then double jump to jump again. So now I can go back to my default very fast speed. So just use shift to slow down, speed up, and if you can't get fast again, just double jump to go back slow. Okay, cool. I'm going to come over here to this beach, I guess. And then double jump to fall back to the ground. And now we can walk around. And if you go to your right click gun, you can clear out the beach of any dinosaurs that you don't want. I'm sorry. Okay. And then we're good to go. So let's say I wanted to build here. The problem, though, is that it's covered in rocks and trees, and we don't really want to get a pick out and manually clear out this stuff, to be honest. It takes too long. Hello. So a couple commands that come in handy when doing all this creative mode building is getting comfortable with admin commands. So, open up the command line again. One option is destroy wild dinos. This will kill every single dinosaur on the map, essentially doing a dino wipe. So if that's bothering you, you can go ahead and hit enter, and all of the dinosaurs that were here are now gone. They will begin to respawn. That does not block them from spawning. But again, if you just want to clear out an area really quickly, you can destroy all dinosaurs. There's one that just spawned in just now. Okay. The next part is all of these resources. So obviously having some is nice. I like having trees and rocks and stuff around. It looks more natural. But if there's a particular building area that you want and it's covered here, maybe we go over to something with more trees. We can come in to where we want to build, enter our command line, type destroy foliage space, and then a distance. We do like 500 and then space 0. So you need both numbers. That destroyed that tree. Sometimes trees take a second to fall over. Let's see if it goes away. 500 is not a very wide distance. We could use the bigger number. Oop, there it goes. Okay, so that knocked down the tree for us, and then we can kind of fly around and see that that area is now clean. We could use a bigger number. Let's try it again. So I'm going to come down to the ground, destroy foliage, and this time I'll put in like 5,000. And then it's going to take a second for some of this to disappear. We'll see how big that area was. Okay, so 5,000 got rid of the entire backside of this ledge. So that is the fastest way to make space for building. There's so many cool building locations in Ark that are just covered in trees and rocks that no one ever really considers them as a building location because you just can't see. So running around the world and just destroying all of the rocks and trees is a good way to see if it's a interesting spot to build in or not. Okay, let's go to our crafting window. So since we're in creative mode, we can make anything we want in our inventory. And let's start with some armor. I'm going to do the desert gear. I just think it looks cool. So I'm just going to make the desert set. And equip all of this. And then, of course, you can start making any building pieces you want. So maybe I want to do some pillars. We could do some stone pillars. And then maybe foundation. Oops, I didn't mean to drag to my hotbar. So, sorry. What you want to do here is just craft one in your inventory. And then bring the pillar down to your hotbar. So, there's pillar, foundation. I'll make one of those. Triangle foundation. Maybe we'll do ceiling. Here's a stone ceiling, small ceiling, and then maybe we'll do wall. And these are all in my inventory. And you're just going to bring these all down to your hotbar. Like this. The level up kind of announcements kind of annoy me on the screen, so I just put all my points into melee damage. Because why not? Okay, so I'm going to put away this gun. I don't really need it out to build. And you can fly while building. You do not have to be on the ground. So let's try and just place something down. So maybe we'll start with the foundation. And you see that I have 20 of them on my hotbar. So if I were to place one, I still have 20 because you literally have infinite resources. You don't have to worry about weight. You don't have to worry about crafting anything. You can just go ahead and make anything you want from the start. Oops, I didn't mean to put that there. I still tend to pick up things when they go in the wrong place, but of course, if you put something in the wrong location, just get your rifle out, put it to red, and then click the thing you want to destroy. I just whistled by mistake too. Okay, so we're going around. Again, I'm going really fast, my flying, which is really hard to control with building. So just press shift, and then you'll fly much slower, and you can do whatever you would like. So I'm just kind of making something arbitrary. I don't really have a plan in mind. I'm just kind of putting things down. And that's how you get started with building. Now, if you're in a really dangerous area and you're being attacked by things, the last part here is just, again, admin commands to get comfortable. So another command that is useful is leave me alone. That will make it so no dinosaur will ever kind of get mad at you or try and attack you. So if we go and try and find something evil here, let's see. Is there anything spawned on these beaches? Turtles. Here's some guys on the beach. Nothing really dangerous though. So with leave me alone, all of these dinosaurs will just completely just don't see you. You're basically invisible. Nothing will aggro on you. So you can go and build next to Rexes and build next to anything you want and not worry about anything attacking you. You can also go to command and say set time of day, space, and then it's military time. So like 8 would be 8 a.m. Or set time of day to 12, which would be noon. Or set time of day to, let's see, 20, which would be in the evening. So you can change all of that as you're working at any time. So that is creative mode.